Welcome to Humaning. It's been a while since I got a haircut. I got my hairs cut today. I like it. I chopped my bangs before I went, and so I'm lucky that they were able to save it. I didn't chop them too much, almost. Anyway, I got my doggy DNA results back for Miss Daisy May and Mr. Bodie Breck, who's in the other room right now, probably hearing his own name. And had me thinking a lot about my own genetics, my own DNA, which I don't know a lot about. I have met my father, but no, I haven't met anyone else on his side of the family, and I think he was sort of adopted, as far as I've been able to tell. And I've only spent a couple days with him my whole life. Had a couple handfuls of conversations with him now in my life. And so in getting these DNA results for the dogs and contemplating what it illuminates about them, knowing their specific breed and some of the genetic markers that might pose increased risk for certain health issues. Mostly the breeds and how that plays into their behavior and their personalities a little bit, and wondering if I knew more about my own heritage, how that might play into my own self-concept, my own identity, and also contemplating how what I think I know of my heritage plays into it currently. And I do know people who have found out surprising things through genetic tests that change the whole framework of their identity. I do feel like my identity framework has shifted drastically several times in my life. The most recently through perimenopause and realizing that I'm autistic due to increased complex PTSD type of symptoms, flaring up the ADHD and autism type of traits or characteristics that I have. I've not formally diagnosed as on the spectrum, and I should mention that I think it depends on how we define that, as to whether I would place that label on myself or not. But I also don't think that the label really helps at this juncture, being that I'm in my 50s now, except for myself, to help myself understand some of how I process. And really the most illuminating part has been to understand how other people respond to me, because people aren't very honest. And so when people don't like you, a lot of times they won't tell you. And it took me 50 years to figure out that a lot of the people that I thought were close friends and really liked me don't really like me that much. And that is the debilitating aspect of autism, as I see it in my life, that has reoccurred throughout my life. Anyway, I didn't get on here to talk about that necessarily, although it is just my pre-bedtime humaning ramble. I wanted to mostly focus on this genetic DNA piece. I actually have more to say when I'm not getting ready for bed about the race piece of genetics, and how most of us are super mutts, like Bodie Brick came up on his Embark test. 30-some% super mutt. I was like, we're all 100% super mutt at this point, or we are gruesomely inbred. That's the long and short of it. But again, I will get into that topic more at a later date. I'd love to know if any of this is sparking any interest for you, These late night rambles are something I've been doing for quite a while, but I am trying to refocus this channel into yet another iteration with a little more of you in mind. So if you tell me if there's something you hear me rambling about that sparks an interest, then I will ramble about it more, or perhaps even put together a cohesive deep dive. That's actually something I love to do. I've been training the AIs, speaking of deep dives, and learning a lot as I do that, because I have to learn how to think better and research better and come to the consensus or truth more accurately in my endeavors to train AI. So that's actually been a lifesaver for me financially and intellectually in a lot of ways. So yay for that. I do miss humans, though. I do miss humaning with other humans. And gosh, I even invited a friend over for dinner for the first time in many, many months today, but she did not reply. That's all right. That is just like her. Anyway, I am feeling pretty all right, I'm happy to say. Liking my haircut, liking my dogs, liking my genetic deck as it's been handed to me. Got some exciting news from my son a couple days ago that I'm still processing, so that's making me happy. I got a little, I don't know if you could see that, I'm trying to point. That greenish thing there is a little tiny RV dishwasher that I am going to rearrange my entire messy kitchen around. So that's underway, and I'm excited about that too. I better stop being excited though and get to bed. Yep. I hope you're enjoying whatever you're into. I hope you remember that you are worthy of your own unconditional love. You're enough, exactly as you are. And also, you can probably do more than you think. I'll be seeing you soon. Ciao for now.